So I wanted to do this video so nobody misunderstands me. I'm not trying to be loony here talking about this stuff. I noticed that when I talk about how my family is completely loony, what they did to me, and how I just need epilepsy medication and I just need a diagnosis on paper, but all this loony bullshit with my mother and father that completely destroyed my life to this day. When I describe that, it comes across a little loony, and I do get angry at times as well. But that's their loony shit. My father made these loony decisions. I didn't. I didn't make the loony decision to steal a child's swimming medal. I didn't make the loony decision to put my kid on a bunch of drugs that would fuck his brain up left and right. I never let anybody beat me with the ruler. I never beat anybody confusing them. I never gave them false ideas. I never said loony things as an adult to the doctor. No, I have said what my mother did to me that comes across loony. But like for instance, the homicidal stuff is loony. Completely nuts. Burning a slug is not homicidal behavior because I was trying to do the slime and my mother's blowing that out of proportion because I'm trying to see if slime is fireproof. I said that straight from the beginning. I'm watching the TV. I have this idea, but part of the problem is I was too honest during my childhood. I believed that I should just tell people about stuff. So when I did something like drink a beer, I would tell my father, hey, I drank a beer with this so and so. If I took a match and held it to some slug slime doing a science experiment, I used fire without permission, I should tell my father. But I never thought that my mother's loony stories would go this far to hurt me as an adult and put my children and all my family in danger. But it did, and it does. And it's already caused so much damage to my body that can never be undone. And there's so much tomorrow, next week, there's so much damage around the corner that scares me every day that doesn't have to be there. It's only there because my mother and father have put my life in danger. I'm afraid of my life every day. Every day is a survival battle thanks to them. Why don't I go just back to work? I'm not allowed to. Well, why not? They need paperwork on why I'm having falls, seizures, and I've had all these illnesses. Every time I have a seizure or any problem, it just becomes a whole big thing. And I need epilepsy medication to return to work. Well, why can't I get that? When I go to the doctors, wouldn't they just give me that? No. Why not? My father and mother say, no, I have no epilepsy. They said that I have a million and one other illnesses that just doctors can't make sense of, so they should just drug me silly on a bunch of meds, and they have no idea why or what they're going to do. They just keep on switching around meds, crossing their fingers that somehow I'll get better. But what they really want to do is just shut me up. They don't really treat anything. They just call me asking for help and illness. I say I want to get better with my legs. I want to walk better. I want to talk better. I want to move my arms better. So I want epilepsy medication because I know it makes me better. And I know why I'm like this. We know when the sudden change happened. We know what my mother did to me because I was there. So I tell them about these things and they want to help me, but then they look at my medical chart and then they get weaponized by my mother's storytelling. Well, look at all these doctors that his mother and father paid for. Look at this attachment disorder. Look at this depression. Look at this bipolar. Look at this ADHD. Look at this, he makes up stories. Look at this, he's a fantasy spinner. Look at this, he's homicidal. Look at this, he's suicidal. And they just keep on reading this, and it just never ends with my mother because she was loony. I can tell you all the loony stuff, but I have to explain this to doctors because they're reading these statements and then they're wondering why a doctor would ever put this on my medical chart. So I tell them about the loony things my mother did and how she told the story at the doctor's. And it sounds loony when I talk about this stuff. But I'm not the one who's loony for just telling you what my mother's looniness was. These are the decisions that my mother and father made that still affect me today. I didn't make anybody move me to Texas, New Mexico, Maine, and cut off my education. But they did. I didn't make anybody destroy me by trying to destroy my self-esteem by taking medals away. That's just fucked up. That's mental abuse. Going over and telling your son that the medal he won isn't his and then saying he's no good because it must be an African American's medal and then saying your child is out to get you because he wrote his name on it, all based out of thin air and on my mother's fantasies and loony behaviors. I just don't want to die. That's it. I don't want to suffer. And when I go out there, I want to be able to live in my car. I want to be able to raise my family. I want to be able to go back to work. But I can't because when I go to the doctors to get the paperwork I need, it's all muddied up by my mother and father. And my mother and father aren't my mother and father anymore. My mother killed herself by taking drugs and alcohol. Then my father wouldn't let me visit her. My father also made sure to steal as much as he could from me in the process of dropping me off to die someplace. And yes, he had no clue if I could even stay in a shelter with my illness how it was. But he still just dropped me in front of a shelter, said, "Good luck. I just stole from you. Your mother just stole your medications and got high off of it. And remember, then if I do it back to them, I'm evil. If my mother steals my medication, I'm evil. If I steal old expired medication, I'm evil. If both ways, if my mother steals from me, I'm evil. If I steal old medication that's expired, I'm evil. If my mother does something wrong, I'm the problem. If my father does something wrong, I'm the problem. If anybody in my family does something wrong, I'm the problem. And if I do something wrong, I'm the problem. And if I do something good, I'm the problem. Yes, even if I do good stuff, I get punished. When I helped another student in class and they wanted to write a letter home that said I did a good job, my mother did loony ass shit. I was literally like 14 years old, and my mother is sending letters to my school every day demanding that they hire a teacher's aide special for her to watch the class just to write letters for her about how I'm doing. Well, one day they want to write a good letter. Okay, they say, "Oh, Zach, are you happy I wrote a good letter?" Yes, I'm so happy. My mother, and I'm thinking maybe my mother will give me praise. But then on the bus ride, I get scared because I get this feeling like I remember my mother punishing me when good stuff happens. But I make it go out of my head. I go, no, 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 I must be imagining that. So I get home, I show my mother this letter. You know what my mother does? She twists the words around. She acts loony. She starts trying to convince my father that if you read the letter in a certain way, it means something else. But oh my God, my mother's going loony, and the school knows it, so she's about to dig herself a whole bunch of trouble. And it's about to become a big fight because my mother can't say, I did a good job. That's it. I helped another student. They told me that I did a great job. They had me read over the letter. I said, it looks great to me. They said, yeah, you did a good job, Zach. I hope your mother likes it. And we all agreed. I brought it home. My mother's now going loony. So she writes a furious letter. What do you mean my son's not doing a good job? How dare you believe? Oh, a crazy note. She's going nuts again. Now, I did a good job. The teachers know it. The teacher's aide knows it. The kids know it. I know it. Everybody knows it. And even the note says it. But my mother's taking stuff out of context, mixing stuff around, and trying to make the note look like it means something else. If you just read it in this one way, it could mean this. Like if you look past the picture, there's a meaning here. Just read it, but then down here, just put some more meaning to that. And so, anyways, the school is upset about this behavior because when I give my mother's letter to the teacher's aide, the teacher's aide is horrified. But you did a great job yesterday. I told your mother that. Why is your mother acting like this? When you went home, did you do something? I go, no, that's all about the letter you sent home. All about the letter I sent home? I go, yup. Oh, well, your mother must be nuts. What's going on? No, you did a good job. I'm going to call them after school. I said, okay. Sounds good to me. Call them and tell them I did a good job. See where that gets you. So, anyways, I take the bus home. And my mother's already done with her phone call, furious. She's all mad, all angry. She gives me a little bit of attitude, and I go to my room. I go, oh my God, I don't know what happened. But so I go back to school on the third day. The teacher's aide comes over, and the teacher talks to me and says, your mother seems a little mentally unstable. And then, anyway, she leaves the room. That she has almost nothing to say about it. I don't even know what you read. You were in this too? Anyway, so the teacher's aide that wrote the first letter that I did a good job, then read that my mother is a complete lunatic when reading this good letter, and then called home to tell my mother what she's doing is wrong and that I really did a good job. I mean, he was backing me and he knew I did a good job. I went the extra mile. Why would he want to have me not doing the extra mile? Why would you not want me helping the other kids in class? You guys wanted the help. You asked for helpers. You asked for volunteers. I volunteered, and it was a big help. They loved it. I got great praise from the school, the teacher. Even the teacher patted me on. I hope you know you did a good job. Really? Yeah, you did a good job today. I mean, they're making sure that I know I did a good job while I go home and my mother just fucking goes nuts on me. So, anyways, I go in on the third day to school after the phone call to see what the teachers say about this phone call because my mother is keeping her lips closed. She's just angry and her lips are closed. So I don't know what happened. But the teacher goes, your mother, she's unbelievable. I'm sorry for you, kid. I tried my best. I'm really sorry your mother's like that, and I'm really sorry I wasn't able to help more. And he apologizes and he says, I just hope you, and this was another party, they kept on digging in. I hope you know you did a good job, though. I really hope you know that because you really did do a good job helping us. It was that you did it. You're doing a great job. Keep it up. Keep doing a good job. Even the teachers like making time out to go, Zach, you're doing a good job. Keep it up. And while I go home and my mother just berates me for doing a good job in school. Literally, I'm doing a good job and my mother's just destroying me. And then my father's all confused. My mother has him whipped. Oh, no, see, this letter means something else. See, if you mix these words up and you give them different